Hey all, Late Night here. We've been getting a lot of information over the last few days from Gameinformer regarding the upcoming Rise of Iron in Destiny, so this will be the first in a couple of different videos that'll go over some of the new information. First up, we're going to be touching on the topic of exotics. While we haven't gotten a full list of exotics upcoming in the new Rise of Iron content, we have been dropped a few hints and a bit of information about some specific ones. Some of the information that we've received regarding the exotics in Rise of Iron include that several long known about but never actually seen in-game items should be appearing. For example, the long-awaited and fabled Warlock exotic boots. Seriously, it's about time. There will also supposedly be a new exotic sidearm, which is reminiscent of the Robocop pistol, which if I remember correctly was something of a machine pistol, an automatic sidearm maybe. Sounds like there's also a Siva-themed pulse rifle, which will create a cloud of seeking energy, kind of red Siva energy, when you get a precision kill on an enemy, as well as a few others which we haven't gotten any more information on yet. Previously, the Gjallarhorn, the iconic rocket launcher from Year 1, has been confirmed to be returning in Rise of Iron. And we also have confirmation that the Thorn, the infamous hand cannon which dominated Crucible for a time, will also be returning in Year 3. It sounds like both the Thorn and the Gjallarhorn will not be random drops as many exotics have been up to this point, but will require the completion of an exotic quest in order to unlock, much like several of the exotics in the Taken King quests, such as the Boolean Gemini. An exotic weapon that has been rumored for a long time has now also been confirmed. The Kvostov 7G0X, which is an exotic take on the very first assault rifle given to any new player at the opening of the original Destiny questline. Hopefully that new exotic version has gotten rid of the crack in the sight. That really bugged me. But in addition, unlike most exotic weapons, the Kvostov doesn't have a single defining perk as most exotic weapons do. But instead, it has a very high level of customizability with a bunch of different perks appearing in its tree. Real quickly, we'll go through all of the perks present here, which when mixed and matched can create supposedly over 100 different possible weapon configurations. In the first column, we've got Classic Scope, which is the original Kvostov scope. It's optimized for range and stability. We've also got a Modernized Scope, which is a modern scope and grants additional zoom and target acquisition. In the next column, and this is probably the most interesting one to me, we have 3 perks. The first is Automatic, which sets the firing behavior to automatic, basically like any other assault rifle. Then we've got Burst Fire, which sets the firing behavior to burst. This increases the impact a little bit and adds a little bit of range, but it basically turns this into a pulse rifle. Then last we've got Semi-Auto, which sets the firing behavior to semi-automatic with an increased muzzle velocity. This also adds a little bit to the impact, but increases the range a fair amount. And effectively, then it becomes a scout rifle. So right there with column 2, we have something that sets this weapon apart completely from any other weapon we've seen. In a single weapon, we see all 3 primary rifle-type weapon behaviors. So already, a high degree of customization and flexibility. But then we've got more. In column 3, we've got 3 already familiar perks. Hammer Forged for increased range and accuracy, Rifled Barrel for increased range and slower reload, and Braced Frame for increased stability but a decreased magazine size. Column 4 gives 3 more already familiar perks: Extended Mag for a larger magazine, Counterbalance for increased stability, and Rangefinder, causing aiming down sights to increase the effective range. Then in column 5 we have 2 brand new perks. The top one is 450 RPM, which sets the firing behavior to 450 rounds per minute, a slower rate of fire, but this perk at the same time grants additional bonus range. The second perk is 900 RPM, which sets the firing behavior at 900 rounds per minute, but this one grants additional stability. We've also got 2 undisclosed icons on the far right side of the perk tree. These may be decorative, but I'm under the impression they have some unrevealed purpose. Now, even without trying out this weapon in gameplay, I'm looking at the possible variants you could put together. Just with the pulse fire and the increased stability, you could make a new Hawksaw feeling weapon, or you could make something that feels something like the Suros. It just, the possibilities seem endless with this weapon, so I'm really excited to take it for a spin. It's definitely going to add a new dimension to Crucible. You just see somebody using the Kvostov, you have to go inspect it to see exactly what kind of weapon they're using it as. And they could even change it mid-game. Now, from what I hear, the Kvostov, just like the Thorn and the Gjallarhorn, is going to require a quest completion to unlock. So it's not going to be some random drop. Every player will have the opportunity to get this weapon and try it out. Now, keep in mind, this is just a glimpse of what's coming. We don't have a full list of the exotics, so there could be conceptual exotics we haven't even thought of yet. Just the possibility is exciting. Well, before I get too far ahead of myself, that wraps up this video on exotics coming up in the Rise of Iron. I'll be coming out with a couple more videos on Rise of Iron. There's a bunch of information that's been dropped, so I just want to put it all out there. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and a subscribe down below. Drop your comments. I want to hear what you're thinking of the Rise of Iron content. And I will catch you next time.